we have started compass surveying, isn't it? If I share notes with Seer, is it okay to you to all? I will share notes to Seer. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Two numbers I have, so I will send them. Let me share. So when compass survey is done, let's see. Okay, change survey can be used when there are to be surveyed is smaller is verified. If the area is too large, okay, in which we cannot use same survey, then we can apply compass surveying. Okay, when there is a large area which we cannot cover with a chain, then we have to do compass surveying or any other survey. We will discuss later the different surveys like plane table survey. Uh, a plane table is done for a small area, and then trigonometric survey, take theodolite survey. Okay, there are different types of survey which we can use in a large area. So when chain survey is not, we cannot use chain survey in a large area, then we have to apply compass survey. But when the area is large, in such cases, chain survey is not possible. So then we have to apply traversing. Traversing means compass surveying. The framework consists of number of connected lines. The lengths are measured by using tape. So traverse means okay. Suppose there are various lines interconnected to each other. Then we can measure the direction with compass, but the length we have to measure with a tape or chain. Okay, and the angles, the directions. Suppose this is the starting point. Suppose this direction, then this direction we have to use compass. Okay, and there are two types of compass. Open Two types of traverse. One is open traverse, and next one is closed traverse. So let's see what is the principle of compass survey. So, compass surveying involves a series of connected lines. The magnetic bearing of the lines are measured by prismatic compass. So, bearing means these angles A, B, C, D, E, the inner angles can be measured with the help of a compass. Okay, prismatic compass and a distance are measured using chain survey. Compass surveying is not recommended for areas where local attraction is suspected. I will tell you what is local attraction. Okay, we are. I will tell you later what is local attraction. Then local attraction means suppose in a compass survey it has a magnetic needle, isn't it? So uh, there will be some objects like iron. It may in that area it may have some iron rods, iron fencing, steel structures which are attracted to needle. Okay, then the bearing angle, then the angles are affected. So that is known as local attraction, and it is due to the attraction between iron and magnet. So there may be steel structure, magnetic, etc. So general principles of surveying is traversing. So types of compass, there are two types of compass: prismatic compass, surveyor, and surveyor compass. So in prismatic compass, it consists of a magnetic needle which is fitted in a metal box having diameter 8 to 12 centimeter. It is protected from dust and rains by this metal box. Okay, pivot. Pivot is provided at the center of the compass and support freely suspended magnetic needle over it. Lifting pin and lever arm. Lifting arm is provided just below the side band. When the side band is folded, it presses the lifting pin. So this is the prismatic compass. This is the pivot in the center. It is the pivot, and these are two. The prism is situated in this direction here, and it is supported by two eyepiece. Magnetic needle. It is the heart of the instrument. This needle measures the angle. Okay, the angle of a line from magnetic meridian. Magnetic meridian. A needle always pointed to the north and south at the two ends of the needle when freely suspended. Okay, when you freely suspend a needle, a magnetic needle, what will happen? It always points in north and south direction. Okay, when you suspended any needle, it points in north and south direction. Next is graduated charcoal. There is the aluminium graduated ring, as you can see here. This is the ring. Okay, ring marked from 0 to 360 degree to measure all the possible line, and prism. Prism is used to read graduations on a ring and take exact reading by compass. Next is object van. Object van is diametrically opposite to the prism, and eye van of the object carries an okay. Eye van is a fine slit is provided with the eye hole. Let's see the magnetic needle. Okay, so working principle of a prismatic compass. When a needle of compass suspended freely, it always points towards north. Therefore, the angles measured are said to be north oriented. Okay, all angles measured in with a prismatic compass is north direction oriented. The horizontal angle made by survey line with reference to magnetic meridian is clockwise direction is called the bearing of the line. And there are some uh, temporary adjustment. Number one, centering, leveling, and focusing. Centering means it is the process of placing the compass exactly over the station where the bearing is to be determined. From where you are taking the directions, taking the angles, that is your centering. That place is your centering place. Leveling. Leveling of the compass is to be done with a free swim, swimming the graduated circular ring of the prismatic compass. Next is focusing. Prism is moved up and down. Its light till the graduation of the aluminum ring are clear and sharp. So we have to focus. Focusing is done in prism. Okay.
So, ma'am,
So this is a compass prism. Yes, and you ask question in last. Okay, last 2 3 minutes. Let me explain first. So these are the different parts of a prismatic compass. This is a cross section of a prismatic compass. Okay, the cross section is showing here, and 1 2 is the different parts is marked from 1 to 18. Suppose 8, that here is a prism, and 7, what is the name of 7 mark? 7 is a mirror. Okay, and observing bearing of a line. So if you have to find a bearing of a line, that means the angle. Bearing means the angle. Okay, if you have to find the bearing of a line, suppose consider a line AB of which the magnetic bearing is to be observed. Then what you have to do, let the ranging rod be fixed at line B. Let me draw. Suppose AB is the line, you have to find the angle between A and B. Then let the ranging rod be fixed at B. The ranging rod should be placed in at B point. Okay. At a line B, and the compass is centered on A. And the compass you have to center at A point. Okay. Turn the compass in the line AB. So you have to done centering, leveling, focusing at point A. Okay. Then you have to sight the ranging rod at point B when the B is bisected with a vertical hair. So with the help of the prism, you have to see that there is a cross here and it will bisect the ranging rod. Okay. Bisecting the vertical hair, that is when the ranging rod at point B in the line of sight, and if this ranging rod and crosshair is at a one line, then that will be your reading. Suppose 120 degree, you will get 120 degree. That will be your bearing. Okay. The bearing of this AB line will be 120 degree. Suppose you have got 120 degree and at 120 degree it is bisected, then it will be your bearing. Okay. When the at B becomes in a line with the side of the I band and vertical layer of the object band, the reading under the vertical layer through the prism is taken, which gives the bearing of the line. Okay. सो यहाँ पे बी पॉइंट में जो तुम लोग बाइसेक्ट करके जो रीडिंग मिलेगा that will be the bearing of line AB. Okay, that is how we measure angles between different lines. And suppose we have to find out another bearing. Let's suppose from B to C. Then we have to bisect B and C angle from B. Okay, to bisect C. Then we will get this bearing. This is where to make the traverse. Suppose this is your prismatic compass. It has angle from 0 to 360 degree. And suppose this is the B is the object. This is the line of sight. So this theta, angle theta will be your bearing. Okay. This is the object band, graduated circle, and this is the outer box. Designation of bearings. So there are two ways of designating the bearing. Two system is there. One is whole circle bearing WCB and another is quadrantal bearing QBC. QB. Whole circle bearing. The bearing of a line measured with reference to magnetic meridian in clockwise direction. And here the angle lies between 0 to 360 degree. And the quadrantal starts from north and progress in clockwise direction. First quadrant lies 0 to 90 degree, second quadrant 90 to 180, third quadrant bearing lies in between 180 and 270, and fourth quadrant, suppose your angle is in fourth quadrant, then the angles lies from 270 to 360 degree. Okay, so these are the two bearing system. This is the whole circle bearing system. The angles can be measured from 0 and it is measured in clockwise direction. Okay. Quadrant bearing. In the system, bearings of lines are measured with reference to north or south, whichever is closer to give the survey line. Here, the measurement of angles can be done both in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. When the whole circle bearing is converted to quadrantal bearing, then it can be it will be your reduced bearing. So we can convert whole circle bearing to quadrantal bearing, okay, according to different direction. Does reduced bearing is similar to? So we can call quadrantal bearing as reduced bearing. Here the values lies between 0 to 90 degree. So this is the reduced bearing or quadrantal bearing, you can say. So in reduced bearing, this is the reference line, north direction. This is the south direction. It's okay, okay. And angles are in reduced bearing or quadrantal bearing. What we have to do? We have to measure the angles with respect to north south direction. Okay, this is the reference meridian. So in this quadrant, it is called northeast quadrant. This is your north and west quadrant. And this one is the S and W. In short form, it is called southwest. Short form, the southwest quadrant is called SW quadrant, and southeast quadrant is called SE quadrant. Okay. I think this about quadrant you are very familiar with this quadrant, isn't it? In trigonometric problems, already you know the quadrant. Here it is plus plus. Here in north west quadrant, what will be the sign? Can you tell me?
Plus
In
minus
northeast it is minus and
plus
plus. Here it is plus and minus.
minus
Minus. Okay. So not the angles. Okay. Suppose in whole circle, suppose in an example, in whole circle bearing, we have gotten angles from 0 to 90 degree. Okay. Then its quadrant will be northeast. If it is 90 to 180 degree, its quadrant will be what? Southeast. If it is if in suppose in whole circle bearing we have got an angle 190 degree, then it will lies in S and W, southwest quadrant. Okay. If the angles we measured from AB, suppose we have got 300 degree in whole circle bearing, then how you convert to reduced bearing? This quadrant will be lies in northwest, and in reduced bearing we have to convert in reduced bearing using this formula 360 degree minus that angle. Okay, suppose 300, so you give it 300, so it will be 60. So 60 degree what direction you have to show? 60 degree northwest, not 60 degree west. Okay, north 60 degree west, that is your reduced bearing angle. And suppose you have got 190 degree, then in reduced bearing you have to minus WCB. WCB minus 180 degree, it will give southwest quadrant. Like this you have to convert. And suppose how to convert from RB to WCB? If it is quadrant is northeast, then WCB is equal to reduced bearing. The angles will be 0 to 90 degrees. If it is southeast, then in WCB, what will be the angles in WCB? 180 minus reduced bearing. In as southwest quadrant, it will be RB plus 180. Okay, the whole circle bearing will be reduced bearing plus 180 degree. If it is northwest quadrant, this quadrant, then in whole circle bearing, it will be 360 degree minus reduced bearing. Okay. Yes, you can write your enrollment IDs in your chat box. All of you can write enrollment IDs. And next, yes, forebearing and back bearing. Two important points. While taking the observations, we use two different terms. One is forebearing and next is back bearing. Okay. So what is forebearing? The bearing of a line measured in forward direction. This way. Forward direction of a survey line. Don't leave the meeting giving your roll numbers, entering your roll numbers. Okay. Otherwise, I will mark absent. The bearing of a line measured in forward direction of a survey line is called forebearing. In short form, it is called FB. So forebearing is equal to back bearing plus minus 180 degree. Okay. And what is back bearing? The bearing of a line measured in a opposite direction. Suppose B to A. Then it is called back bearing. Okay. The bearing of a line means what? The angle which we measured along a line. Okay. The bearing of a line measured in direction opposite to a survey line is called back bearing. So in this figure you can see if you measured angle from A to B, that is your forebearing, the angle theta. And if you measure, and this angle will be your back bearing. Okay, theta 1. Similarly, if you measure this angle from A to B, this will be your in opposite direction, then it will be your back bearing B to A, then this angle will be your back bearing. Okay, and the rest of the angles theta is called forebearing. And some of the interior angles, I cannot see. So these are the two formula used to find out the interior angles and exterior angles. Okay. So is there any doubt up to this?
In the last one formula, what is the n?
N is the, what is that? Twice n plus 4 into 90 degrees of 540. The sum of the exterior angles is equal to 2n plus 9. N is the number of angles. Okay. Okay, I will share notes today itself, now itself. Okay, now you can leave.